starting up. They can hear us, by the way. Um, we'll see how well this is working. Yeah. I'm checking my. Please don't. Yeah, okay. Shows that we are streaming. Okay. And my camera is working, but I am in the dark. I don't have a choice. Yeah, that is the story of my life. I'm gonna blind myself here. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. I hear stories like this and I'm just like so glad that I have like foreign object rejection syndrome. So I have an excuse not to deal with like because I can just be like, yeah, no, I have a medical condition. It's funny because like tattoo isn't a big deal. Like my body is not rejecting the tattoo, which is great. But like it definitely rejected the earrings like aggressively. It rejected the fucking pins and everything, the screws that they use for like my surgery aggressively. So, oh no, it wasn't through a straw because I couldn't use a straw. It was just mush. No, because that requires suction, and I couldn't use suction. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you ready for the collab can scene? Okay,
I only got this is all I got. This is
okay.
it.
Cameras are up. You're
I
you're
see
showing.
I see it. I
Okay,
see it.
so it is ready for you to
Oh my god.
share your stuff. You're not.
Yeah. Am I not sharing screen anymore?
Maybe being a little twat about it. And be Discord about it.
Hold on. Let's stop streaming.
No,
And then I'm just closing it to close.
okay.
That way it's fresh.
Open. Watch stream. Okay. Now, We're gonna argue with this. Um, is it seriously not going to show your camera too?
I can stop my camera if that's gonna be too much. I'd rather
No,
share
no,
the
no, no.
screen.
It's just being a dick. Um,
No
what?
matter how early we start, it always happens. I love that we have scuff. It makes me chuckle
Okay.
because it's never like a full scuff stream. It's just a comical amount of why isn't this working with this? Is this application being stupid? Ugh,
It's
Tobias.
just refusing to
No,
um
you can
focus
no,
on the wrong, like the right thing, if that makes sense.
no. So you're
Where's
saying
that?
it's stuck on the Discord?
Okay. Now got that to work. Now I need it to.
Yes, lay down, sir. Uh, What if we mm, um oh, mhm, mm, interesting.
Where's that? Okay. Yeah.
Hey.
There's that part. Now I need to get. Oh my god.
Oh Lord. Oh God.
I'm fighting this part. If that makes sense.
I'm sorry. No, you're good. Again, I can drop my camera and we can just have it be one, and that way it's not.
Nope. Nope. I am going to get
Okay.
this to work.
Yes, you are, because you said so, and I can't stop you. That'll give me more time to.
That, that,
Okay.
that is not what I want at all. Nope.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
How do I mirror? Mhm.
They're just not going to see you during this while you're sharing. They may not see me. They may not see me either. We're just going to do that. Yep. Bye. Okay. We got our chicken for the pillow. Um, are you using GIMP or Krita? Yeah. Let me pull up GIMP. And I will close, create new image. Okay. I just need to be able to image. Is it the an image transform? Is it flip? And it's like flip horizontally or flip vertically. Okay. Oh my god. What did you do to this poor chicken? I love how like because I don't really pay attention to like chicken feet that chicken is missing a toe. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because there are two different species of chicken. Oh, it gets worse. There are more types of chicken. Yeah, and if you go to the hybrid roosters, their their goal is even longer. Yeah. I would say my bad, but I'm not really feeling that bad about it, so Yes. No. So the pillow, they print it out on a square and then they cut it to shape. Yes. So it will be a chicken shape. Uh-huh. Draw. Yeah. To be fair, to get those lines in it was fucking um easier to do up front. Okay, that's fair. It's a party chicken, so I don't know. Um, yeah. I mean, I have sports sunglasses, but like I don't know how well that's going to work on this, if that makes sense. And that might be something that we, like, because they're kind of a weird oval shape. Do you want me to do you want me to just put them on and pop? Yeah. Here, let me just put them on and pop on my screen. Um, Webcam. Let me get my mic get further out of the way. So this is what they look like on my face. They're kind of obnoxious. The frame is just on the top, and like, yeah, I don't mind them having just square frame, um, going on, like just a basic ass square frame going on. Um, Sorry, I can't really focus on the computer screen without my normal glasses. So yeah, because it's a side profile of the chicken. Yeah, I want it a more forward-facing chicken, but I couldn't get a good picture of one, if that made sense. Well, I don't mind the fact that one of them has a bucket hat and one of them has sunglasses. Like he said, party chickens is an entertaining thought process. Um, I just thought the shorts was it was kind of a jump scare with the shorts. Should I have put the eyeballs in? Would that have helped? As far as what? I don't see why not. We couldn't put a bucket hat on this one. Oh, I don't see why we couldn't put a bucket hat. James, you gotta have his bling. Is this why you asked me if I knew local graphic artists? Okay. Because you're planning on just taking these ideas and sending them to someone else and being like, make this better. Yeah, absolutely. No, I was like, we're definitely giving this to someone else to get it better. But yeah, no. Yeah. Because it entertained us. Drumstick. Okay. You're traumatize a child. So we're gonna have a whole series of party chickens, which I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. It would be funny to have a whole series of party chicken pillows mascot with the hoodie. Oh, your poor computer. Yet another file. You have those saved? Oh God. How are we supposed to show them to our graphic artist? Give it a glow stick. You know those giant glow sticks? Not the little tiny things, but like the 2 foot ones. But I don't even know where you would put that. Like, but yeah, it's like if we're like going into the whole like party motif, it's like the glow sticks and stuff. Um, and yeah, I don't mind the slides and everything. It was just uh, what's his name? Foghorn, from Looney Tunes and shit. He wore your shorts once for Space Jams, I think. Did he give it a wing? Um, I do. What chicken? Um, I don't know. I don't know how you would do it. That's my thing. Is like, yeah, the glow stick would be funny. I don't know how you would put like add the glow stick in, but having a raver chicken would be funny. Um, uh, that's Jojo. Is that spam or what? Okay. Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's like yeah. And like, give me a second to pull that up. Da, 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 da. No, I didn't have the right thing pulled up. I didn't have the Twitch um stream manager pulled up when I should have. So that's my bad. Yes. Oh, what does a raver chicken have? What would a raver wear? Yeah, because when I went to rave, I was always in like uh fucking Doc Martens and like fucking ripped ripped skinny jeans. Like absolutely wrecked skinny jeans. You do remember that like my chains are fucking from home, like fucking Menards, right? They're not they're not aluminum. It's like it's like I'm like literally not allowed to take my chains into fucking clubs anymore these days. Uh, no, because legitimately, like most of my time was it, bef like my time in doing like raves was when they were legitimately held in places where they, uh, yeah, people's fucking basements and shit. A lot of disappearing down to fucking Kansas City when I should have been at fucking school. hmm I will admit to of having skipped class to go to a fucking. When I say I was not a good student in university, I do admit to not being a good student in university. The fucking like glow hoops and like the fucking, yeah, the space fun. I fucking had the fucking giant ass mohawk. Oh my god, the amount of like, uh, Yes. Yeah. Um, so and like the industrial parties. Yeah, so like the gas masks and the goggles and shit. Those were a time. They still go on. They're just not. Yeah. It's like but not even like I don't want to make like an excessive amount of like fucking. Well, it's like I want people who like put on stuff like that can like make a living off of it, and like it is like so much of that it has been like they had to stop doing it because life got real, and it was like I have bills to pay, so now I have to get a real job. And I was like, so they had to go work at the bank or work at Walmart or stuff like that because that's what paid the bills. Remember the guys that would like wear the suspenders and the short shorts and then have like the fucking binkies? I adored those guys. Yes. They'd always have like the fucking water bottles and shit too. The fanny packs with like the band-aids and like, hey, do you need water? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And the Care Bear backpacks. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Funnily enough, I didn't do them, but but I did drink a lot. Raves were where you got tequila joy. Those were body shot joy. And then, yeah, got serious about things. Just like everybody else. Oh, something did not work there. Yeah, it has decided that that is not a closed loop. Good enough. Teddy bear backpack. We got it. What are you talking about? Hmm. Yep, yep. Yeah, but oh God, what did you do? Um, Jesus. Okay. So this one has sunglasses. You want to give it slides? Um, it covers up to just like the start of my toes. Um, they essentially are about a half inch to 3/4 inch thick on the sole piece. Uh, we just need to give them an idea. Yeah. Well, it's gonna depend on piece. So what we have to do is essentially give them what we're wanting, and then they'll give us a quote. Um, I've worked with them a couple of times, so so yeah, it's one of those things. So um, well, I'm in a black hoodie, but my actual t-shirt is a grayish blue, and I'm in shorts, board shorts, because in typical Nebraskan, I wear shorts and hoodie. Right? Well, again, we'll like give this to the graphic artist and they will probably like not even use this chicken. They'll probably just make their own chicken. That's fair. I mean, I mean, we are essentially having to amorphosize a fucking chicken right now. It would just like GRP somewhere on the. Hmm. Did you see the colors of those tail feathers? It's a fucking hen. The very ostentatious chicken. So zoomed in a little too much. So what are you gonna give your chicken? Just the hoodie? You put it on the same layer as the chicken. I guess I should make myself a moderator, huh? Yeah, it might make things there. Yeah. And then when I forget to put myself on, pull up the dashboard for the stream manager. It's not a big deal. Your hair? No. Okay. Oh, your nose. Because I don't do anything fun with my hair anymore. Yeah. It's such a pain to dye my hair now because it requires aggressive bleaching to get it to take color. So, um, people are like, oh, because it's white, it must take color really well. And I'm like, no, it hates color. Um, so that's the reason why I don't color anymore. Is because on- once it started like really getting into the going white, it became significantly harder to hold color. It's just like I don't want to deal with it. What kind of shoes are you giving yourself? Oh, yeah. What is that shoe? Yeah. Yeah, and skate shoes were always so comfortable. I would wear either the Doc Martens or just straight up steel toe um fucking work boots. And to be honest, the 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 work boots were so much more comfortable. Um, and to be honest, protected my feet a lot better. Uh, or just would start like stumbling because it was just that far out of it. Um, or because like once you start bouncing, you can't guarantee where you're landing either. Um, and so sometimes you do land on each other. And like that's just how it is. But like, uh, your toes are definitely going to feel it. And so it was like steel toes were nice to protect it, but like I also like I would occasionally get composite ones because like those were safer to wear because you couldn't guarantee like the freaking electrical was solid depending on where you were going. Right? The, just the carefreeness of them. Just, I don't know. Some of them were solid. Uh, it depended on which one you had. Um, mm, yeah. Uh, oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. But, you'd give $5 at the door and then just go in and it wasn't like, oh, they announced it. Well, they did in the if you knew where to look for it. Um, but it wasn't like, oh, this is going to be on like Ticketmaster or anything. No, this was you had to know the right like fucking board to be on. Like this was before 4chan got like fucking taken over by the really fucked up um misogynistic. Uh, well, that's because I would go to ones that were out of state. So like because I was like there were times where like I would disappear for like fucking 4 or 5 days. Um, Pat was the same. Pat was the same way. We would just like disappear for an entire fucking week. Um, yeah, but yeah. Sometimes I'd go up to like Chicago. Um, uh, there were a couple of trips out to Vegas. Um, um, I actually prefer the ones in Chicago and KC. I'm gonna be honest. Um, Chicago is okay. So Vegas ones are lean a little too much into the Vegas strip mall. Oh, like the Vegas strip. So it's like you're still very much going to be like pushed towards the casinos and stuff. Um, so they're a little bit more commercialized. Um, that was my experience back then. Um, I don't think it's gotten any better about that. So like they're gonna be probably more like EDC. Which don't get me wrong, EDC is still a an experience to go do, just just be aware that it's a big commercial event, right? Um, it's not a warehouse party. Um, uh, but like Casey and um Chicago were still very much underground stuff. Um, and you still needed to know where to look on like the forums or know a person um to know where to go and when. And you still had to know a password some of the time. Um, and sometimes you had a dress code for going into them. You couldn't just show up in like regular cities. Um, so some of them uh, got very skimpy clothing. Um, so you were bordering on um, the the indecency laws and stuff. So, but yeah, they were fun. Uh, they were definitely a different time. But I don't know. By the time I was 23 and had started working a regular ass job, I was definitely not going to them anymore. Um, and staying very much more local. Um, and then even stopped going to the local ones because life just got real. Uh, and I had to just buckle down into it. Um, and it really sucked. Um, yeah, yeah. Because by 26, I was like buying a house. So, like, party days were over by that point. Uh, social socializing was pretty much dead. Um, because I was working 60 plus hours a week, um, aggressively. Um, and did not have the energy to go out and do that. And I missed festivals. I missed going to like just going to parties and just experiencing music and the crowds and stuff like that. And I don't want that for other people. I want people to be able to go to productions and stuff. Um, and the only way you can do that is to make sure that the people who can put them on can do so without having to sacrifice for it. Um, and that means that they need to be able to make a living off of what they love doing. Um, and that's what I want to do is make sure that they can make a living off of what they love doing. Um, so uh, uh, that means properly compensating for that. And right. So like it's like going through and like evaluating living expenses and stuff is something that I do on a regular basis, and adjusting for that is just something that I'm constantly doing. Um, I just did that last week. Um, did you know a studio apartment, the average for a studio apartment in Omaha is like $978 a month for a fucking studio? Yeah, which, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. And then it's like, um, I'm sitting here like, yeah, it's great that um our fucking minimum wage is $15 an hour, but if I go and look at um the rent versus earnings, okay, percentage of earnings towards rent for the average. Okay, so the average rent for studio is actually 961 uh and 4 cents. Um, can you tell? I went through several listings. I went through a total of 1,241 listings on Zillow uh, at like 4 o'clock in the morning because nobody's fucking upping. Yep. Um, because nobody's updating their fucking listings at 4 o'clock in the morning. And so the listings had 93 studios, and those studios averaged out at $961.04. Um, that averages out to 36.96% of percent of your total earnings. That is before taxes, which is how they calculate uh, like cost of living is before taxes, which I think is stupid. You should be doing it after taxes, but whatever. Um, One bedroom available at that time was 388 of the listings, and their average was $1,051.74 on a current state minimum monthly earnings. That means the percentage of earnings towards rent would be 40.45% before taxes. Um, so before you pay for utilities, before you pay for any of the extras, like if you have a pet deposit, um, or a monthly um, pet fee, or if you have to pay for your garage or parking space, um, your car payments, your um, car insurance, or your Metro bus pass, or anything like that, um, or your groceries, things like that. 40.45% of your earnings for the month will go to your one bedroom apartment on average. So, um, yeah. So, and oh yay. That is spam. Cool. Give me a second. Give me a second. It's for viewership tampering. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There. All done. Yeah, their message had to be reported to them for the viewer bot um, inflator. So, all right. Yeah. Nope. That's why I had to take care of it. Okay. So with that, so okay. Well, we've been at it for an hour and a half anyways, so yeah. So are you happy with the ideas that you do have here? Okay. Um, do you want to save them and then we can maybe take them to a graphic design artist, um, and have them refine them. So, okay, so I guess the question would be Friday. What are we wanting to do? Um, let's do the plastic bag. Um, I think because we already have a water bottle up on the website. Um, so like that one isn't like a big necessity. Um, so I think the bag would be a better one to work on. Um, even if it's putting our current logo on it, um, or just putting something else on it. But I think getting the bag started on. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Um, so with the bag, it'll be if we're putting our current logo on it, then it'll just be going in to the Printful editor, putting that on there, taking what we already have and modifying it for the bag, getting it on the bag, and then setting it up on the website and getting it up on the website. Um, because we already have those things saved in there. So, and I'm like arguing over the price. So, um, but if we're wanting a different graphic, then it'll be designing a graphic that will need to go to a graphic designer like these. Yeah, because we have, yeah, hmm, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's something to talk about over the next couple of days as to whether or not we actually want to get it cleaned up. Um, okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So we will talk to everybody on Friday. Bye.